Alright, man. In-depth analysis, volume 5, finale. I had to end it on the guy, Hannibal Lecter. I'm gonna look at the notes here and there because I got a lot of notes. This might take a long time. Now I'm depicting all of these. This in-depth analysis is going to be on all of the movies: Hannibal, Silence of the Lamb, Hannibal Rising, and Red Dragon. Hannibal is a deep, complex character. I mean, on the likes of Jigsaw, on the likes of John Doe. This is why he the finale character. This is the guy right here. Like, this is God tier. Without further ado, let's get it. Hannibal Lecter. He was born in 1933, January 20th, to the loving parents of Count Lecter, his mom, Sophonza Lecter, and his sister. This gonna come a key part of his life, his sister, Misha. Now, he grew up in a wealthy aristocratic family. Normal, everything was nice. Very cultured, intelligent. His father was a well-mannered, well-class guy. His mother was a normal lady, housewife. Great life. He was Lithuanian, but his mother and father taught him Russian, Chinese, American. He was very cultured, very intelligent at a young age. He even had a nurturing side with his sister. He was years older than her, but he taught her things on the lake, just studying, learning. That's the aristocratic, wealthy lifestyle. Well cultured. This is how Hannibal grew up. This was about his first 8 or 9 years of life. Coming into World War II, in which they had a nice little mansion castle in Lithuania. It was some rebel German soldiers who was trying to flee the war, because this was the end of the war, where America and Russia and all them countries who was winning the war was, you know what I'm saying, wiping out the Nazi regime. They came across Hannibal and his family's cabin, because they had left the castle to, you know what I'm saying, for years. After the war tore the city up in Lithuania, they went to the castle miles out to, you know what I'm saying, the cabin, I mean, to hide out and just try to stay there and live there off the land until the war was over. But when the German soldiers came through, they killed his mother and father on a spot, and Hannibal witnessed this. So they killed him, pillaged the whole little cabin, ate everything, hid out as long as possible. It got to a point where they ended up, Misha, I'm not sure. I might have to come back. If y'all can like and comment, let me know if this, either Misha died from malnutrition or they killed her. Anyway it go, they ended up cannibalizing her because it was such a lack of food, and actually fed young Hannibal some of her remains. So this was horrible. After that, the war was fully over. America, Italy, Russia occupied, you know what I'm saying, England, they occupied all these areas and freed everybody. So Hannibal went to an orphanage. The sad part about it is they turned his living home that he grew up in, the Castle Lecter, into the orphanage. So he basically lived out the rest of his years in the orphanage, getting bullied, beat up on, all of that. So when he got of age around 16, 17, he fled to his uncle's house in Paris, in which once he arrived, he realized his uncle had died. So, I mean, this is a lot of things traumatizing already in this man's life. So his uncle married a Japan beautiful, young, rich, aristocratic lady for Japan's culture. And she basically raised him and taught him, you know what I'm saying, the way of the samurai. She taught him cultural things of Japan, because he already was a cultured young man, but she taught him things he didn't know. And this has grew some of his infatuation with beautiful women, for one, and just ladies, because he had a soft spot for his sister, that was like, I don't know if I'm understating how that happened to him. His sister was cannibalized, killed, and fed to him. So that he always had traumatizing nightmares about that. But Lady Murasaki is the Japanese lady who his uncle married and died. She cultured him and, you know what I'm saying, brought him up sort of nice. So one day, he always had these recurring nightmares and fantasies and things. One thing about Hannibal is he's highly intelligent. He has an adverse for taste, like for cuisine, dishes. He's very fashionable. He knows about perfumes, colognes, fragrances. He know about flowers, everything. He's so talented intellectually. He's a psychologist, it's obvious. But one day at the market, he was getting some fresh filet meat and fish to make for dinner, and a man insulted Lady Murasaki. He ended up coming back, butchering this guy, cutting his cheeks off and filleting his cheeks. I think that's the first time he openly indulged in cannibalism. Because Hannibal Lecter nickname is Hannibal the Cannibal because he consumes some of his victims. But murder that's not his main thing. Like, he want to murder you just to cannibalize you. Because he's very polite, very nice. He has a disdain, I should say, for rudeness. Because he always 10 steps ahead of people with how he think. So, like I said, after he was learning his craft with Lady Murasaki and learning how to, culture itself, tame itself, he also was in medical school where he was learning how to dissect animals, to dissect bodies. He already had a nice cuisine taste, so he just took all of the knowledge that he learned throughout his life into some of his dishes. Like, they say he killed a orchestra flute player and fed him to the highly upper class people of the community he lived in. Like, this dude is diabolical with his mind. And then it's like he goes off the grid for a while. Not off the grid where he just lonely, lowly, nobody know where he at. I mean off the grid far as he go from country to country, getting cultured, learning things. Now I get into the movies where I'ma just have dialogues from different movies, different scenes, because he got several protagonists of the movie that he try to best, which is Clarice Starling, she's a FBI agent. William Graham, a FBI agent. Rodino Paluzza, he's a Italian FBI agent, an inspector basically. Then the man who, when he was locked up, it was Frederick Clinton, who was basically the kind of warden / doctor of the facility that held the criminally insane. And he was like rude to Lecter, mean to him, wasn't showing manners, and Lecter ended up, after he escaped from this particular movie, I'm going to backtrack to that later, ended up filleting him down. But like I said, he's got a very intelligent adverse in music, I said. He's obviously wealthy simply because of the the positions he had, like doctors, lawyers, he just was like the jobs, not that profession, the jobs he had, I should say, like being a physician, a psychiatrist, a doctor. He had several jobs that was high paying jobs for country to country, so money is never an issue. And it's like not like he uses his money for elaborate traps or games or situations. He's just a psychopathic, sociopathic killer type of guy who won't just kill out of necessity or a serial killer mindset. It gotta be a situation that he felt slighted or disrespected, because of course he got an ego. So throughout Hannibal movie, Silence of the Lamb, him and Clarice is basically mentally sparring the whole movie. It's a guy in the movie. I'm not going to get to the main themes of everything of the movies and things like that, but I will touch on Buffalo Bill or the Tooth Fairy from Red Dragon, because Hannibal is such an intelligent, psychopathic, cannibalizing killer that the FBI, like they do with every criminal, if you're a great bank robber or safe teller, safe cracker, they can use you to help build new safes or crack the new levels of criminals or things of that nature. So they use him for psychosomatic serial killers, in which he basically assists them in giving them FBI profiles of the build, the model, the look, the race, the color, the age of the killer they be potentially trying to hunt down. So throughout the movie, he helping with Buffalo Bill, and I think Buffalo Bill was an ex-client of his, and so he already had intel information about him. And this Tooth Fairy the same way from Red Dragon, where I think he instructing the Tooth Fairy to go kill William Graham's family. Like, they give him access to certain books, certain, like a pencil here, a pen there, but they real careful with the knowledge they give him, the phone calls they give him, because he's so intellectually talented. He know how to get around things. Like on his jail phone, he rigged it up to where he calling FBI agents and libraries and communicating like in ways that's unimaginable. But his sense of knowing how to read people, being a psychologist and a doctor, he know how to analyze you by what you wearing. He can tell you your family history, like y'all family ain't from money. Y'all like, you like dirt poor. Like he tell Clarice when she come in, your cheap outfit, your cheap shoes, you one generation away from the poorhouse. Like he can analyze you on first look. First thing you say out your mouth, he can see your language, your intelligence, what part of the country you come from. Like, dude, that's the level he on. Whatever you say, he can use against you, like the cops, like they Miranda rights. Everything you do, say, smell, the way you look, the way you react to him. He can give you a compliment. He can insult you. But he said in a way where you don't know how to interpret it. Was he complimenting me or insulting me? Was that a praise or a slight? And then you can say some shit to him where you think you complimenting him, and he'd be like, fam, don't play with me like that. Like, you ain't gassing me up with the bullshit you coming. Like, you can't outthink him. And when it come to his mind, he got a photo memorization of things that happened 20 years ago. A scent, a smell, a color, a look. Like, dude he on another level with it. Like, and what movie I'm finna get to? That's Hannibal right there. When Hannibal, and then the escape scene to Hannibal. Let me just get to that real quick. The escape scene where he killed the cops, put the face on his he killed the cops when they feeding him his dinner. He stripped one of them face off, like Leatherface, and wears it as if he's that particular cop. Take the outfits off and everything. The other cop, he cut the man back out and angel winged him like some kind of Viking shit. Like, who thinks of that? Like, John Doe and Jigsaw not even thinking of shit like this. Like, dude on another level. I know I told y'all how much I like John Doe and Jigsaw, and I do. But they ain't fucking with him at all. It's not a debate. I don't care if you a 7 John Doe fanatic or like I am a Jigsaw John Kramer fan. We all know they are not fucking with dude. Hannibal mind is the mind that created a John Doe type of movie or a Jigsaw. Like, this is the GOAT of criminal psychopath psychology, because the shit he do, I mean, he played with FBI agents. He played with Italian inspectors. Like, the law is something that he will abide by crazily, but only to a certain extent of him. Like, it ain't like he out there just killing. Even though he's a psychopathic maniac, he's such a gentleman. It don't come across like that. I'm gonna go on to that was Silence of the Lamb. Now I'm gonna go on to Hannibal. A lot of people don't like the movie, but I don't give a damn about what they think. I love all these movies, and in this, he just spitting game. He telling Clarice on the phone, I'm finna do this over here, I'm finna do that. I know y'all got people after me, come catch me, I'm over here. He's sending the bitch perfume. You know what I'm saying? He's sending her high heels and Chanel bags, and like, he towing with the cops. The inspector on his ass, I ain't really have a problem with dude, but you could see he don't know about Hannibal as much as the FBI Clarice know. So he think the man is a psychopath, but he think, I'm a good enough inspector where I can apprehend this guy, not knowing who the fuck Hannibal is. So when he get him into place, drug him up, he always got a monologue and some history lessons and some 1776 type shit or some 1240 AD type of history, biblical AD type of shit where he like, your ancestors did this. He basically disemboweled the man in a way, I guess some, you know what I'm saying, Egyptians did, or I don't know, the religion Italian. Maybe this was Julius Caesar type of shit. Anyway it go, man, the shit he doing in this movie is just like unparalleled. They trying to get a fingerprint off him, so they got a nice little pickpocket dude. The cop watching them to see who can be a great pickpocketer who I could potentially use. So he see the little kid, teenager dude pickpocketing people on the street. Like, okay, I might could use him. He get to following him and shit. He put the pickpocketer on Hannibal, telling him, I just need a fingerprint. Don't try to steal nothing from him, just get a fingerprint. Woo woo. Hannibal don't give a fuck about none of that. He's so vigilant and so psychologically aware of his surroundings and everything. We know he know dude following him, but from the young guy perspective, this is, oh man, this should be easy. He don't know even what the inspector know. This Hannibal the cannibal. So when he try to get up on him and make him touch the bracelet for a fingerprint, you know how pickpocketer it is. Bump until you cough. Excuse me, take your wallet, take your Rolex off your wrist, your diamond ring, whatever. Hannibal jugged the fuck out this nigga, jugging like in a vital organ, cause he a doctor. Hannibal, Dr. Lecter, he jugged him in a vital organ. The cops see all of it, don't give a fuck about the dude. He like, damn, you get the fingerprint? He like, man, I tried to get it, but he was too fast, I couldn't. But then the dude said something stupid like he tried to cut my dick off or something he say, but he didn't. I'm like, whatever he tried to do, it don't matter. He accomplished his goal. He free and you damn near finna die. Like, you can't fuck with this old man. And then, I mean, it's some lucky scenes that he had to get out of. Like, the man, he had the pedophile guy, he had his face deformed and fucked him up. But the dude is actually a rich, wealthy guy. So he have his people come this is, yeah, this still Hannibal. He have his goons, you know what I'm saying, come kidnap Hannibal. Clarice come break in, save the day, and he had a pigs eat his face. But it's just like, that situation to me was a situation where I think if Hannibal wasn't the star of the movie, he most likely would have lost that. But that's how all good guys or superheroes have moments where they supposed to lost where they really didn't. But moving on. We get to Red Dragon really ain't got too much. I mean, he in the background in jail. Like I said earlier, where he sent the Tooth Fairy to kill William Graham family. This is basically Red Dragon, where he basically playing a assistant role to catch the Tooth Fairy this whole movie. So he ain't got a predominantly dominant role, but you just see the opening scenes before he was apprehended by William Graham, how he was going through and finessing. He was helping William Graham try to catch the Tooth Fairy back in the day. And these serial killers that these detectives like Starling and Graham, they after, these motherfuckers are antagonists that can have their own movie, like in a franchise. Like, if you had a movie strictly off Tooth Fairy, that's what the I think Manhunter is about the Tooth Fairy. It's about Hannibal in jail before Anthony Hopkins is the role. It was about him in jail trying to get the Tooth Fairy in that. But basically what I'm trying to say is Dr. Lecter is such high in this universe of criminals that somebody like the Tooth Fairy don't get to shine, or Buffalo Bill. Let me just speak on these niggas. Buffalo Bill is kidnapping, killing fat bitches, making them lose weight for a while he entrap them to eventually make his own full body woman, because he got a transexual, transgender identity problem at this point. So he kidnapping bitches, fat bitches, because he want the skin to deteriorate and slim down. He kidnapping bitches strictly for their arm, strictly for their leg, strictly for their stomach or face. I think at the movie he got 6 bitches. I'm sorry to say bitches. These don't deserve to be called bitches. These 6 women / victims, when the movie started, he got 6 deep. What make him go over the board, he end up kidnapping one of the Congresswoman, U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate woman daughter. So that made it a national case. If he just went after normal women, he would have probably finished this. And this is also a play, I said this in another previous video. This is a play on the boy from Plainfield, Wisconsin, my home state, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ed Gein, who basically Leatherface and them. He used to dress up at the dawn of night in a woman's face. And that's what Buffalo Bill was trying to create for his own sick fantasy. He low-leveled a Hannibal. Now we get to the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy grandma was abusing him, paddling his dick, patting him on the ass, like abusive. I'm kind of having a brain freeze right now. But I think his ultimate goal was transformation from a human to Red Dragon. So in his process, he just had to kill a certain amount of people and cleanse himself. And he had a video camera where he go in, kill a whole motherfucking family for no reason. Mom, dad, son, daughter, and your damn dog or cat. He'd stalk them and kill them, record them. Like, these people, you can make a movie off the Tooth Fairy. You can make a movie off Buffalo Bill. They are underlings, like underbosses to Hannibal. That tells you, as great, powerful, and smart as they are, if Hannibal was an FBI agent, he'd have been able to catch them dudes in a day. Like, that's the kind of level. Like, when I say Jigsaw, his underlings and apprentices ain't this level. Like a Buffalo Bill or Tooth Fairy. Like, it's different levels to this. And I'm not finna drag it on, like try to make it extra long just to make it satisfying to the people who might not even watch it anyway. This is it. Hannibal Lecter. The GOAT. Psychological. Demonic. I mean, intellectually genius. Cannibal. I don't know what else you could say. Dr. Hannibal the Cannibal Lecter. Finale. In-depth analysis. I'm out.